Hey guys, hope you're all well. So today's video is going to be about communication and students. So how students can use communication to their advantage rather than be disadvantaged by it. This video is not just for our home students, but also for those international students who have come from abroad. One thing that I realized with students and myself when it comes to communication is knowing when to say something and the right place to say something. So for example, with your friends, you can talk about anything and everything. You could talk about politics, you could talk about world affairs, you could talk about, Balenciaga, you can talk about, politics, religion. But do not have unwarranted discussions with co-workers that you know are going to end up in controversy. Because you will not be able to afford working in an environment where they don't get along with you and they don't like you. So what you guys have to do is you guys have to sort your communication out before. You have to communicate to the point that people actually like what comes out of your mouth and like what you say. You can say the same thing in a negative way that you can say in a positive way. You can analyze something in a positive way that doesn't offend anybody, but you can analyze the same thing in a negative way that offends everybody. It's all about the way you word things. As a student, you have to understand that nobody knows you, nobody sees you as anything until you open your mouth. When you open your mouth, that can either work for you and that can work against you. So your best bet is to make that work for you. So guys, another much overlooked part of a student's lifestyle and a student's lifetime at university is who they communicate with and why. Now, it is not a good idea to expect that you know how to talk to employers without ever having seen one. If you're just talking to students every day, you are not going to know how to talk to an employer. The best thing to do is put yourself into these situations. Go to networking events, learn how to introduce yourself. Go to an employer and say, I am a student at such and such university, I am a student at such and such college, I am studying this and I want to become this. And let these guys give you their wisdom. Go to people who are businessmen, go to people who are very successful in your field. Find out from them how to become even more successful. Find out from them what you need to do in the field. Look for people who help you increase your mental capacity and not those who ruin it. What do I mean? What I mean is, stay away from negative people. Stay away from people who have done no progression over the last 10, 20 years and are just there to talk about their problems and pains all day without trying really to find a way out of their problems and without trying to progress with their lives. Those are the sort of people that will drag you down. You stay away from them. Go and meet people who will increase your mental capacity, who will increase your ability to think and to ponder about where you are in life and what you can actually become and what you can actually do. As a student, you have an uncapped amount of potential. Okay, so a final point I'd like to make to help the students understand how they can move forward is this whole issue of being judgmental. Now, there is absolutely no issue with you disliking somebody and keeping it in your mind, or having a certain judging somebody and keeping it in your mind. But do not let it roll off your tongue, because you may offend people and people may not like it. This being straightforward and saying you're straightforward does not mean that you have an ability and right to say anything about anything. It means you have the ability to think anything about anything, but do not say things. Do not say things which can be deemed controversial. Do not say things which can be deemed offensive, because at the end of the day, everybody has the right to live and to let live. Just remember one thing. Intellectual people talk about ideas and weak people talk about people.